I decided to do my presentation on Lynn Hershman Leeson. A few things about Lynn Hershman Leeson was that she has been active for around 50 years with her work, starting her work in the late 60s. She has her master's in art criticism from San Francisco State University, and her workplace is mainly between New York and San Francisco. A few of the museums and galleries that features her work include the Sundance Toronto and the Berlin International Film Festivals, and as well as the Museum of Modern Art. And the one featured in this photo is her Roberta Brightmore series, and this is at the Civic Radar Yerba Buena Center for the Arts. Some of the fields and that media that she uses in her work include the film, video, artificial intelligence, where she is able to connect the human mind with the internet mind, bioart, photography, net-based media, performance, which is pretty popular among her. Behind her is pictured the Roberta Brightmore series, which we'll talk about more in the next slide, and as well as some interactive pieces. Roberta Brightmore is a fictional character made up by Lynn, and she portrays this fictional character and she makes it real. And she puts a wig on and dresses up like the character and really personifies her. And she uses some of the evidence, such as being able to go and make her own bank account and get her own credit cards. And pictured in the middle is her being able to get a license. Um, and on the bottom right, she's pictured with different body languages she uses at a psychiatrist, and where she visits a psychiatrist, and she performs the daily activities that an average woman might experience, including being able to go out on a date, and that's pictured on the top right, where she's developing relationships, and she is creating this identification for this fictional character that she has made up. This really appealed to me because she was able to carry this out throughout, it was 1973 through 1978, and so that's almost 6 years where she is keeping this character alive and engaging and creating friendships and relationships with this fictional character. Um, and some of the art portion of this on the left, where she is able to break down the face, is really appealing, and it really breaks down the feminine features, where you're really able to focus on the anatomy and what makes a woman, and um, the way that she is able to um, compile this all together into one performance is um, pretty pretty interesting. Some of the inspirational qualities that appealed to me in Lynn's work was the 1970s aesthetic, and um, some of the colors that she uses is pretty similar as far as yellows and tans and warmer colors. So on the left, she has photography, where she is um, throughout her work, she has this theme of picturing as women as a machine, and she captures that with photography as well as film. Picture on the top right, she makes a film series based on a woman who has artificial intelligence, and she's basically a computer, and she uses that film to kind of wiggle her way into creating this artificial intelligent character, uh, and to get permission in doing that. And the picture with the mannequin, I thought that was interesting, where she was able to break through the glass and have it reaching out. Um, the wig and the wax figure at the bottom is some of her early work, where she it's titled as a self-portrait, and I found it interesting how she used wigs in her early work, and which the hair really spoke as a feminine feature. On the right is a drawing where she has many drawings of the woman anatomy or and the makeup of what's in the woman. And as well as the bottom left, she has this series where she is able to have a peek box, and people are able to look inside and see a bedroom, and their eyeball is being filmed as they are looking into the box. But their eyeball, the eyeball is able to stimulate certain images and create a sort of moving figure in the background. The most interesting pieces of her work was the artificial intelligence. So she has two different forms of the way she had used artificial intelligence. On the right, she has one that's named Ruby, and the left is named Dinah. Dinah is Ruby's daughter, and Dinah has subtitles hooked up to her, where as the person is talking to her and she's giving feedback and insight to her, a person is able to read those subtitles, and those are the thoughts of Dinah as she is going through some of the internet things that are saved in the internet to be able to communicate to the person she is talking to. And I thought that was a little creepy and a little different, as someone is able to connect the science and able to figure out the psychological experience that could be in a made up character from the internet.